White flag raised, and that off, and the 7-runner Tote.ie available on course hurdle. Predominantly a field of chasers back over hurdles. It's Vanier de Grey who takes them on to the first, leading Aspire Tower. Landing just third, Jeff Kidder on the inside of stable companion the Devil's Coachman. With them, Sir Gerhard and then Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne. Flight number 2, over which the leader is Vanier from Aspire Tower, who's now within half a length. Couple in front of Jeff Kidder, Sir Gerhard. In between those two is the Devil's Coachman with the final couple. The visored Andy Dufresne on the outside of Ashdale Bob. Turning to flight number 3 along the side of the track. The leader is Vanier from Aspire Tower. Jeff Kidder now clear running third. Disputing the fourth, Sir Gerhard and the Devil's Coachman, and then Ashdale Bob with the back marker Andy Dufresne. Turning in for the first time, it's Vanier and Keith Donoghue in the lead by a length to Aspire Tower, Rachel Blackmore. Third is Jeff Kidder and Sean Flanagan. Sir Gerhard, horse with the white face, Paul Townend on the outside of the Devil's Coachman and Mark Walsh, followed in first time by Ashdale Bob, Jack Kennedy. In rear is Andy Dufresne and Danny Gilligan. Coming to the fourth, Vanier over by a length to Aspire Tower. Closer in third place is Jeff Kidder. Shedding fourth, the Devil's Coachman and Sir Gerhard, the blue cap, and then Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne. On to flight number 5. Order pretty much the same from the time they started in the back straight. Vanier leads Aspire Tower, Jeff Kidder, Sir Gerhard, the Devil's Coachman, Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne. Not so good at that flight, Vanier. As a result, is joined by Aspire Tower. Third is Jeff Kidder, then the Devil's Coachman and Sir Gerhard there together, followed by Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne. Circuit to go, and it's Aspire Tower moving on a length in front of Vanier, opening up a 3 advantage over Jeff Kidder, the Devil's Coachman, Sir Gerhard, Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne, the start cap. Heading to the next, the downhill flight. Aspire Tower, now by 2 lengths to Vanier, ridden into it. And Jeff Kidder, the Devil's Coachman, followed by Sir Gerhard. Ashdale Bob joined at the back by Andy Dufresne. Almost at the end of a circuit, and the Tote.ie available on course hurdle. Aspire Tower by a half. Closing back up is Vanier. Got 3 lengths then to Jeff Kidder and the Devil's Coachman, the stable companions, followed by Sir Gerhard, Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne to the flight which was their first. It's 5 out this time. Aspire Tower from Vanier. Jeff Kidder joined for third by the Devil's Coachman, followed by Sir Gerhard, Ashdale Bob, Andy Dufresne. Last in the back straight, 4 from the finish. Aspire Tower by 3 parts to Vanier. Closing in behind the Devil's Coachman and Sir Gerhard and Jeff Kidder. Andy Dufresne just relegates Ashdale Bob to be the back marker. But just over 5 lengths covering them. Turning out of the back straight with 3 flights left. Aspire Tower upholds a half a length advantage over Vanier, who's now nudged in second. Sir Gerhard moves into third. And then Jeff Kidder, ridden along on the inside of the Devil's Coachman, and then Andy Dufresne and Ashdale Bob. Third last flight, Aspire Tower from Vanier, jumping up to the pair is Sir Gerhard. Ridden along just fourth is the Devil's Coachman. Up from last comes Andy Dufresne and then Ashdale Bob. The third for most of the race, Jeff Kidder, has fallen away. Sir Gerhard is coming there strongly on the outside to press hard Aspire Tower, with Andy Dufresne after them in third, and then Vanier, the Devil's Coachman, and Ashdale Bob. As these tighten up on the turn into the straight, 2.5 furlongs to go and 1 flight to jump and 1 out from the rail. It's Sir Gerhard who comes to the front from Aspire Tower. The Devil's Coachman is keeping at it in third, followed then by Ashdale Bob, Vanier. Andy Dufresne has stopped quickly. It's Sir Gerhard, the leader to the final flight, by 2 lengths to the Devil's Coachman and Ashdale Bob. And at the final flight, it's Sir Gerhard over the last. Really had to stretch for it, had to flex those muscles, but is out a good 3 clear from the Devil's Coachman and Ashdale Bob. Sir Gerhard is shining back over hurdles for Paul Townend and Willie Mullins in the Tote guarantee available on course hurdle. Second is the Devil's Coachman, Ashdale Bob. Third.
Yeah, Paul Townend just signing autographs for his adoring fans. Well done, good half an hour, good performance by this horse.
Nice performance, went through the race nicely, nice and relaxed, quickened up smartly, and I was probably in front soon enough to tell you the truth, but he was always holding him as well from the back of the last.
Just took a chance at the last, so reached for it a bit.
He did, like I say, I was in front soon enough, was after quickening and kind of, you know, I'd got away and he was not flattening out, but easing off the throttle a bit, you know, so no, he was nice to get him back and win.
Trip-wise, what do you suggest or what do you think going forward?
Still has a bit of class, but the way he raced there, I think it would definitely help him if you were to step him up in trip, because he raced like a nice relaxed horse in his younger days. He was forward and wanting to get on with it, but there, yeah, he was a dream ride. I could put him where I wanted, you know, and even when he'd get upsides when he wouldn't go racing, so you know, that'll give him options going out in trip as well.
Great stuff, good to see him back, and it's been a good day for you. Well done, good way to end the year.
That's it, hopefully we can kickstart next year the same way.
Happy New Year.
And you.
Yeah, it's been a good day for the man who joins me now, Willie Mullins, and well done, double on the card so far. Yeah. Firstly, very impressed with the juvenile hurdler, Stormborn.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where to put him. I mean, I ran 3 juveniles over the Christmas. One won, the other got beaten, but he beaten too far out, and he was probably what I thought was the best of them. But and Stormheart looks, you know, he didn't look as fit as either of the other two, and yet he put in a huge performance. For me, that was a huge performance to come away from a field like that, experienced hurdlers, and he got knocked down twice in the race. Paul said he was very brave, went down to the next hurdle, faced it, and wanted to jump it. So he looks a nice type of a horse for the future. Yeah.
I love the way he quickened off that bend turning into the straight.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen him do that at home, or, you know, being one of those ex-flat horses, we don't ask them to do too much like that, and what they do on the track is more important than what they can do at home. So,
Dublin Racing Festival, something like that next one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at Ethical Diamond in between time and bunting, and but that would look the race for them.
Yeah, something like Spring Juvenile.
Yeah.
Sir Gerhard, could see him back.
Yes, took a while to recover from that fall in Naas, and you know, he pulled muscles all over the place. So we decided to come back over hurdles. This was a nice type of race. When you can see the type of runners that were in it, you know, a lot of horses coming back up from fences. It gets a run into them all. I'll have to have a chat with Connection, you know, with Cheveley Park, Richard Thompson, and but I imagine I'd be trying to stay over hurdles and maybe go down the stairs hurdle route rather than go back over fences.
And trip-wise, do you think he would get the trip? There should be no reason, especially the way he's starting to switch off now in his race.
Yeah, no problem. Paul said to me he galloped like a 3-miler throughout the race, and you know, he was idling in front, I thought. So yeah, we wouldn't have any worry about the trip.
Because early on in his career he was quite a keen going individual.
He was. I mean, he made the running of the Cheltenham Bumper, and we decided to do that day because he was so keen going. And it paid off for him, you know. So, but he's settling a lot better now.
And were you hoping or expecting, or hoping is probably the right word, for a performance like that today in his first run back over?
Oh, just hoping. I was hoping that you know, he pulled a lot of muscles in his back that day, and I was hoping that wouldn't stop him jumping. But he jumped very well today. He seems to have got over it all. Yeah, he was nice and rounded, jumping his hurdles. Everything went way better than I thought it could go.
Could we see him again before Cheltenham?
We could. I'm trying to find a race for him now. Not sure I want to go to the Galmoy with him. We might find a shorter race somewhere, just for, you know, fitness rather than practice.
One more to come, Shaving, Alahaw's half sister in the bumper.
Yeah, lovely big mare. She's she's 16.3. Probably even carry you nowadays. I tell you.
She'd struggle, I'd say.
She's a big, strong mare. she's by a Spanish Moon, I think it is, isn't it? Which you just worry about. I think they had 75 mils or 78 mils of rain since entries here. Whether Spanish Moons are in love with this ground, but she covers a lot of ground, and if she handles it, she's in way better form than she was her last run. She disappointed me her last run, but I think she needed it badly. She needed it more than I thought she would.
Big day tomorrow, obviously the graded action in both Savills down in Tramore. Of course, you're well represented in that. Brawn and Monkfish, obviously very
strong. Monkfish, classical getaway. Danny Ride sticks with classical getaway. He has race fitness on his side, and that's going to count a lot in these conditions tomorrow. Monkfish first run over fences for 2 years or something like that, but he's in great shape, and I think he's fit. But race fitness is different than being fit at home. He'll go there with a great chance. And then Braun disappointed in Nace the last day, but pulled up lame. He struck into himself, so he's got to put a line through that run to be competitive tomorrow. They all have their chance.
Great to see Monkfish back in action. And finally, before we let you go, obviously graded action as well. Allegor de Vasse and Inswee
and Onsty in Fairyhouse in the Mayor's Chase. Looking at the form book, you'd say Allegori de Vasse should beat Onsty if both of them give their best runs. Both have improved since their last run. Onsty probably had more room for improvement. Maybe turn the tables, but I'd be sticking with Allegori de Vasse, I think.
And rightly so as well. Well, happy to hear you've ended the year well, and hopefully all bodes well for the start of a good new year tomorrow.
Many happy returns. Cheers, Kevin. Bye.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.